Hello creation, I hope you're well. It's lazy day today, proper lazy. I'm shattered actually, so I think it's one of them days where energies have been depleted over previous experiences and energies that have had to be worked through, and then we come to a point where we just have to sleep. Good night. That'll be it then. So I've not written anything, nor am I likely to today. I don't know. We'll see. But I think it was that previous video might have fried a circuit with its Shakespearean influence. Wow, that did it blow me away, that. So, what's on the agenda for today? Rest. We're coming up to the season, aren't we, where, it's lots of people feel, it's expected of them to buy, or it's expected to, within the Christian belief, system, with Christmas coming up, obviously, that, it's expected to buy presents, and it's expected to receive presents, and it's an expectance. Not that I'm a bar humbug, not at all. When there's thought goes into it, and if it's the simple act of giving, with no expectations, then that's all cool, innit? But does it really have to only be for a couple of days, or for that one particular day over the year? There's many ways in which we give, and we can do so on any day, in any moment. We can give our time. We can, and our energy is precious. Your energy is precious, but we can give our time. A friendly ear, when a friend needs a shoulder, needs a hug, needs some empathy or compassion, that to me is worth more than ripping any, present open, any gift of material, because you can't put a price on that, because it's love. How do you put a price on love? This is all opinion. It's only opinion. Everything only ever is it not? But yes, it's nice to receive, but I'll tell you what, I gain much more by giving, especially when it comes to that which is not of the physical, when it is that compassion, when it is that empathy, when it is that love, and to make a difference in people's lives. I very much don't like it when I see injustice, and injustice can come in all forms and shapes and sizes, but it can be within every household, within every workplace. It can be within every relationship. Can be. I'm not saying it is, but it can be. Injustice can, and sometimes often does, raise its not so very welcomed head. Nobody but nobody knows, as I've said before, what goes off within the mind of anyone except for that human being, that expression of consciousness, and whatever it is that created it, that created us, you know. To how do you put a value on worth when you sit down and offer someone a perspective that they have not even thought of, and then you actually see them have that aha moment? So then they say, "You're absolutely right, I never even thought about that. I never saw it from that. I never saw it that way before. I never even thought about that. I didn't realise I was doing this." You know, can't put a price on that. That one realisation, that aha moment, could very well change someone's life for the better, forever. You know, and I dare say there will be those pessimists out there. I wasn't going to say Peppa Pig then, honestly. Those pessimists out there who could say, yeah, well, there's also the flip side. Yes, there is, of course there is. It could change their lives for the worse. But if one is in a life that's stagnated and very much, and there's suffering going on within a household or a relationship, but yet it's through fear of change, which is why most do not change, because they won't embrace change because they're afraid of it. It's that fear that keeps them in and under those particular circumstances, and some circumstances that can be damaging to all aspects of the self, the mind, the heart, the body, you know, the soul. We've heard that, haven't we? It's soul destroying. Yes, it is. That's why when the opportunity for change comes along, we mustn't be afraid to embrace change. We mustn't just think, because this is what I'm used to, it's okay for me to put up with this. It's not. It's not. Unfortunately, there are those souls upon this earth plane who don't have much self-worth, who will keep themselves in an abusive relationship, in an abusive household, because it's the fear of change that keeps them there. But I say to you, if you are under those circumstances and you can, please embrace that change, because your soul will not grow. It will not evolve. And things will, unfortunately, keep recurring and recurring and recurring until you make those changes. And they won't get any easy until you make that stand and say enough is enough. Anyway, I'm running out of time now, but I think it's a vitally important video, this one. If you are under any of those circumstances and you need to make those changes, please do so. That's it for today.